Number 30.
Number 30, the Mega Powers. And again, not a serious tag team championship contender ever, but they were a tremendous tag team.
Yes.
They main evented 2 pay-per-views together, SummerSlam and Survivor Series.
2 pay-per-views in a row, back when all they had was the big ones.
The big 4, yeah. So that was awesome. Great angle to put them together. Great angle to break them up.
You know,
They were the hot ticket back when the 2 top babyfaces didn't touch each other.
They were the originators of the rated RKO, Jerish,
Rock and
Sock.
Which Rock and Sock is on there too, yeah.
You know, which, by the way, just realized we didn't welcome y'all back. Thank you for coming back to day 2.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, just want to make sure.
We were just so focused, and I know Jeff and his Hulk Hogan appreciation and admiration, so we needed to get straight to that.
That's right.
Thank you for coming back for number 30s through 11.
That's right.
Number 29, Jeff, who we got?
The Brainbusters, Arn and Tully. Again, these are not the Horseman accomplishments. This is the WWF accomplishments.
Yes, the Bobby Heenan-led Brainbusters.
And the tag team champions almost right away. Decent little run with the belts.
Mm-hmm.
Would have gone longer had Flair not convinced Crockett to bring them back, WCW to bring them back, and had Tully not sort of cocaine up his nose, the Horsemen could have skyrocketed again like they did in '86. So, but during their brief...
Damn you, Tully.
I know, because we were stuck with Sting as a Horseman. Like, no. Babyface Horseman? No.
And Sid.
Well, Sid and Barry later, after Sting broke up with them. But, yeah, but the Brainbusters were a great tag team, and again, you can't touch Bobby Heenan as a tag team manager.
No.
Or as a manager, period.
Yeah, as a manager,
Bobby
period.
and Blassie, Heenan family was epic, man. Matter of fact, number 28 is also a Heenan tag team.
Go for it.
Andre and Haku, the Colossal Connection.
Now, see, here's another one. As great as Andre is and was, higher than
some of the teams. Yeah, exactly. Brief run as champions.
I have a little problem with that.
Yeah.
Andre is Andre. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
Much love. The reason we have the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
Better than some of the teams we've said, especially if you want to talk about championships and longevity.
No.
Sorry.
But then you have a team like...
If you disagree with me, comment box right here.
Right there, fool. The Quebecers, Jacques and Pierre, a.k.a. Jacques Rougeau and Carl Ouellette, managed by Johnny Polo. The top tag team in the initial run of Raw. Let's be frank.
Okay.
They were the team because Money Inc. was already on the way out.
Mm-hmm.
They were feuding with the Steiners. They were feuding with the Megamaniacs.
And the Quebecers were managed by Polo, correct?
Johnny Polo, Raven, yes. Maybe the first year of Raw, but definitely the second year of Raw, early 94.
Okay.
Because they were champions going to WrestleMania 10. They faced Man on a Mission and lost by countout. But the Quebecers were a great tag team. They won the title in dubious circumstances. The Province of Quebec rules match with the Steiners, I believe it was.
Kind of like the Duchess of Queensberry.
Very much so. Johnny Polo kind of made this shit up as he went. Good stuff. Good times. Okay. They were a great little tag team. I enjoyed them so much that I was happy WCW picked them up as the Amazing French Canadians. I'm glad they came back in '98 as the Quebecers again. They had a good couple runs there. They weren't very monumental runs.
I don't remember them in '98, and that's when I started watching.
They were in WrestleMania, the Battle Royal. That's why.
Okay.
They appeared like a couple times after that.
Okay.
But by the time
they had already left again by the time I came in.
Yeah, by the time. Yeah. Jacques Rougeau had his retirement match in '97 against Hollywood Hogan in Montreal and won when Hogan was still champion. That's how Hollywood Hogan had deteriorated.
Okay.
Anyway, let's see. 26, Rated RKO. I think for as throw together as they were, they did last. They did make a huge impact. They did win the titles from Flair and Piper, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
But were they overall that impactful? No. Should they be 26? Even almost the top 25? No. They did,
and that's coming from guys that love Edge and Orton.
Exactly, and love the feud they had with the old guys, the feud they had with DX. Yeah. Rated RKO for all intents is one that put Triple H on the shelf for half of 2007, thanks to that spine buster on Orton. Once again, right doing that Triple H.
That's right. It's his payback from Triple H taking the title from him 1 month after he found it at SummerSlam.
Found it, yeah. He didn't win it. He found that
He
shit.
found it in the middle of the ring.
It fell out of the sky.
He walked out to the middle of the ring. The world title was just laying there. Picked it up, got in the corner post, cried, holding it. Everything.
Hey! Not yet, though. It wasn't that
That was Evolution song.
Evolution song, that's true, that's right. Damn it, bad. We're going to hell. It's okay. We went to hell the first part of the show, so it's all good. 25, Eddie and Chavo, Los Guerreros. Definitely belongs in the top 25 of WWE tag teams all time.
Yeah.
They weren't together for super duper long in WWE terms, but think about it. Chavo didn't come in until 2002. They teamed almost right away.
Yeah.
And they were together until they broke up in like the Rumble 04-ish era time. So that's almost 2 years. Maybe a year and a half.
Yeah.
For a tag team in the modern era, that's pretty good. Yeah. Considering it's familial, it could have been longer, but we all enjoyed when the girls fight.
Blood feuds.
Blood feuds are a beautiful thing.
Blood feuds make money.
That's right. But when they were together, they were great tag team champions together. Eddie was U.S. champion. They had the feud with the Big Show. They had the feud with Cena. It's just a great storyline, a great beginning, a great middle as feuding. And
the feud with the world's greatest tag team, they helped make those guys.
Exactly. And then Eddie and Tajiri when Chavo got hurt. Like I said, a great beginning with them teaming up in WWE, a great middle when they feuded, just a terrible ending.
Yes.
Simple as that. 24, the Smoking Guns, Billy and Bart. I'd say this was Bart Gunn's most successful run because you got to remember he was the Brawl for All champion, but he got his ass knocked out by Butterbean after that.
Yeah.
He was a tough guy there for a while after he won Brawl for All, and he had a decent run. Billy had a good run with his brother, but Billy will always be remembered as a member of the Outlaws.
Yeah.
And
as the badass Billy Gunn, Mr. Ass.
Part of DX, exactly. And so it was Bart's greatest time, not so much Billy's, because Bart went also to be a Midnight Express member.
I actually kind of liked that team. That was, who? Bodacious Bart.
Bodacious Bart and Bombastic Bob,
yeah.
or whatever it was. All right. I didn't mind them either, but compared
they
to
weren't the originators, but,
yeah.
They weren't bad together. I kind of liked Bart and Bob as that team.
Right, but they're not on this list for the record.
No.
And maybe they should be. Maybe not. 23, the natural disasters, earthquake and typhoon.
I don't think they should be as high as they are. I won't dispute that they maybe should be on the list, but not as high.
For as little as they actually teamed, which is a grand total of a year and change, they did win the titles finally, but I don't think they were as impactful as they were hoping they would be, as far as WWE was hoping they would be.
No.
So, think about it. Both of them went to WCW, especially Typhoon went to WCW as the Shockmaster. Let's roll that in our heads for a minute, shall we?
Yeah. And then Earthquake came back as Golga.
Well, before he came back to WWE as Golga, he was also Avalanche in WCW, Shark in WCW, John Tenta in WCW. But WCW went under for some reason.
Yeah.
Shockmaster and Shark, former WWE Tag Team Champions.
There you go.
Yeah. 22, Miz and Morrison. John Morrison and The Miz.
Yeah.
Definitely belong on the list. I don't know about top 22, but definitely belong on the list.
I wouldn't put Miz and Morrison higher than I'd put Eminem.
No. Maybe it's switch, maybe. 22 and 32. Maybe switch.
Maybe.
21, the Nasty Boys. Knobs and Sags. Lordy.
Never been a Nasty Boys fan. Never, ever, ever.
See,
I will not deny their legacy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'd put them where they are, though.
Okay, fair enough.
I definitely wouldn't have them in the top 20, so maybe they're okay where they are, but some of the other teams I just...
Below them should be higher. Yeah, I agree with that. Now, number 20. Now, this was a revised list as of October last year.
Okay, so the top 20.
Number 20, Team Hell No.
No. No, 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 no.
Not even on the top 50, I don't think.
If it was number 50, I'd maybe say okay.
All right.
50 to 40, I might not argue it.
Granted,
anything past 40, I have a problem with.
Because of the
they're
recentness.
too new, yeah.
They were long-term champions, let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But who cares?
Yeah.
I think October of 03, by then, Bryan was already on his ascent to the main event. He already won the title from Cena. Main event at SummerSlam. Main event the next 2 after that. Main event everything pretty much.
And King was doing jack shit.
King was doing jack shit as the director of operations. Yeah. So they were trying to give them a little bit of boost. Like Bryan and Kane didn't need the boost.
No.
Number 19, Money Inc. Money Inc. I don't know about top 20, but then again, they were really good. They were tag team champions multiple times. They were the main feud. Let's be real. The main feud of WrestleMania 9, not Bret and Yokozuna. The main feud was Money Inc. versus Hogan and Beefcake.
Well, because Hogan's got to be the main thing.
I'm not saying that's a good thing. Trust me. I'm not trying to argue with Bret and Yoko because I like Bret and Yoko. But at the end of the day,
he's knocking Hogan.
I am knocking Hogan. I'm knocking Hogan's need to be in the main event.
The only way Beefcake was getting there.
Yeah. I'm not a Beefcake guy. Hogan guy or not, I'm not a Beefcake guy. So, yeah.
Money Inc. I like, though. You know, when I first got into wrestling and I was watching the old tapes, I'm like, God damn, these motherfuckers are annoying me. But now I can respect them. Being as how I am more of a heel than a babyface anyways.
Right. Number 18, the original tag team of DX, Michaels and Hunter. As a tag team, not so impactful. They did win the Unified Tag titles, but that was toward the end of their run. Because Michaels retired, 3 months after that? Something like that. Their initial heel run in 97 going into 98 when it was just them in China, or just them, China, and Rude, and they were the only ones actually competing in the ring full time. They never really competed as a tag team very often. Their initial outing before they even were DX, when they teamed against The Undertaker and Mankind, that was their first tag team match. And they weren't even really a team, they were just feuding with their opponents, they threw them together. And it worked.
Yeah.
But they were never a successful tag team, so putting them in the top 50 all time, I don't think so.
I'd maybe put them in the top 50, not the top 20.
Okay.
Because you can't deny Triple H and Shawn Michaels as a team.
No, but I just don't think they should be this high.
No, they definitely don't deserve to be that high, and that's a shame considering the caliber of competitors that they are.
Exactly.
But maybe if they had gotten the straps in '97 when DX first formed, instead of a decade later.
Right, exactly. Because the LOD was champions and the Godwins were champions then. They could have built on DX.
Seriously.
I mean,
it would have seriously helped get DX over and just given Shawn one more strap. Hello, Euro, tag, and then go into the screw job and fucking get the WWF title.
The Godwins were champions, have DX beat them, have the LOD beat them, and have the other DX Outlaws beat LOD like they did anyway.
There it is.
There it is. There you go.
History rewritten. The dad's on Wrestling Way.
That's right. 17. Mr. Fuji and Professor Toru Tanaka.
Okay.
Again, before either of our times. But we've seen tapes, we've seen pictures, we've seen reports, and these guys were good. So good that Mr. Fuji continued on as a manager after this and managed many successful teams and superstars. Demolition, Powers of Pain, things like that.
Indeed.
And then Professor Tanaka went on to have a great little movie career, including Pee-wee's Big Adventure and other things like that. So these guys were long-term impactful. Top 20 all time?
Maybe not.
Maybe not, but definitely top 30 or 40.
I'd say maybe top 25, just on the cusp of cracking the 20.
Right, okay. Number 16. This one kind of surprises me considering how little they were a regular team. The Brothers of Destruction, Undertaker and Kane. But
may not have been a regular team often, but they did have a couple of different runs. They were the first team to unify the WCW and WWF tag titles.
Right.
And you just can't deny the two of them in the ring. I mean, hello, they are monsters. They are hell-bent on destruction.
But again, number 16 all time? I'm not sure about that. Maybe like top 30. Maybe even 40. Top 40.
No, I'd maybe say kind of like the Tanaka thing. Top 25, just on the cusp, maybe not cracking.
All right.
But they definitely deserve their spot on the list.
I'll definitely be on the list. It's just a matter of how high they are.
Yeah.
High. It should be actually already Jeff Hardy's team on here. Anyway, number 15, Strike Force. Again, not this high. They were great champions, and their biggest claim to fame is being the team that lost to Demolition when they started their long run as tag team champions. But Ricky Martel and Tito Santana were not a long.
Arriba.
a long-term, impactful tag team. Both of them had greater success by themselves than as Strikeforce. Don't think they belong on this list. I really don't. Yeah. I like Strikeforce personally.
Especially when you consider some of the teams that were put on there.
Exactly. Number 14, above Strikeforce, the Rock and Sock Connection. And again, this is the Mega Powers format again. This is two main event stars at the end of their feud who got together. And then it never really broke up and feuded afterwards, except like they had like a little tiff, but they never actually had that big last money match that Mick talks about in his book that they wanted out of them. But they were great. Rock and Sock were entertaining. They're the highest rated segment in the history of Raw, 8.1 or something like that, for This Is Your Life, The Rock.
Yeah.
Great stuff, good times, fun team, fun to watch, fun to be there live for.
Always.
Well,
I mean, it's always fun to be there for a Rock promo anyways.
Exactly.
And it's always fun to be there for a Foley promo.
Yeah, he was there live for Rock's return.
He was there for live for Rock's return and Foley's heel turn on Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah, see? This guy's here for everything, man. I'm telling you. 13. The original Blackjacks, Lanza and Mulligan. Now, granted, they had success leaps and bounds outside WWE, but they're also a great WWF tag team with, I believe, Kevin Albano.
Do their WWF tag team success deserve to place them at 13?
Not at 13, I don't think. Maybe, like you said, the top 25 again. Because they were impactful. They lasted a while.
They were so impactful that they had a new Blackjacks.
Exactly.
With Wyndham and Bradshaw.
Yep. But again, top 13, probably not. Speaking of Bradshaw, the APA, number 12.
Damn!
Yeah. These guys are definitely in my top, I dare say my top 10 all time. Just because I grew up watching the APA. I was watching for longer than the APA was around, but when the Attitude Era really kicked in and the Administrative Darkness really kind of broke away, I still latched on to the Acolytes and enjoyed watching them. So much so that I was initially furious at them for breaking them up and having Bradshaw become JBL. Then I saw what JBL was doing and I was like,
As entertaining as the APA was, I always preferred them as the Acolytes.
Yes.
I always preferred them as the team that didn't care if they won or lost. They were just there to beat people up.
Yeah, and
then when they turned it into a business, which totally helped predict JBL's future, if you really start thinking about it.
Right.
Once they turned it into a business, it got too campy for me.
All right.
In a lot of places.
Yeah.
They still were good, but it just got way too campy.
The Alpha Store was the worst.
Yeah.
Number 11, as we wrap up this particular segment, the Rockers. Again, never officially the tag team champions.
Right.
But they were they had them won.
They won them, just never acknowledged it.
Never acknowledged it. It's on tape because it's on different DVDs. But they never acted because of the rope break against the Hart Foundation. But the Rockers were, they were tag teams, they were called tag team specialists. And they were. The Midnight Rockers, the Rockers, Shawn and Marty, they were just good together. Granted, Shawn did better outside of the Rockers, let's be real, and Marty never did get that success back. But when they were a team from 1987 until 1992, 5-year run, had they been champions, it would have been more successful. They were still a long-term great tag team. Do they belong in the top 11? Yes, they do.
The Rockers' biggest claim to fame is that now when a tag team breaks up, people ask who's going to be Shawn, who's going to be Marty.
And that's really a knock on Marty.
That's their legacy.
It's a knock on Marty.
It is, but the fact that that's asked about every team now, that shows how successful they were. And usually we're pretty good in picking it.
Right. Miz and Morrison notwithstanding.
I called that.
You did? Okay, I called the other way.
I told Sharifa flat out, how's it feel that your boy's Marty Jannetty?
I remember that sitting there next door.
And what happened to The Miz after that? U.S. champion, Money in the Bank, WWE champion, where'd Morrison go? Just like this part is going.
Bye-bye. We'll see you next time for the top 10.
See you tomorrow.